Hi, cat. Come and get some mango, baby.
One, two, 1, 2, 3. Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is KathyLaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. I hope the free thinkers are doing well. And if you are not doing well, I'm happy to remind you that you are the most powerful person that you know. You are the most powerful person that you know because only you can create your reality. Hey guys, today is February 16th and the energies in the day adds up and reduce to the number 7 vibration. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. So when it comes to the spirit animal associated with the day, we have the dragonfly. And this is the dragonfly. I felt like it came up last week. And I remember reading in the comments, someone saying that this right here looks like a rabbit. And the rabbit and the dragonfly, I feel, is similar in the sense that the rabbit reflects sudden and unexpected moves. And the dragonfly is just that. But with the dragonfly energy, it reflects our thoughts and how quick we shift our thoughts. So this is where our thoughts can go from one extreme to the next, or we can go from one idea that we feel attached to or connected to for whatever reason, and then just as quick jump to another idea. So the dragonfly energy brings an air element, an air aspect to the day. When it comes to the tarot associated with the day, we have the High Priestess energy in the reversal position. With the High Priestess energy in the reversal position, this brings me to the thought of one, not trusting their intuition, one, not trusting premonitions. And often we find ourselves feeling confused whenever someone says to me, I don't know what to do about this thing or the next, whether it's a relationship or career. Whenever we say, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do normally means that I'm afraid to do what needs to be done, because we all have the answers within us. So we all do know what to do, but we're just afraid to do what needs to be done. So in some situations, it could be that, okay, I hate this job and I want to go after something else, but I'm terrified. So instead of us recognizing I'm terrified, instead we read it as I'm confused, or this relationship isn't working, but I'm confused. Like the thing that we're confused about is the unknown. We don't know what will happen, and that terrifies us from taking any chances or making any changes. So instead we'll feel like I don't know what to do, when deep down we all know what to do within us. And for me, becoming aware of the fact that I'm afraid to do what needs to be done, that helps me to now know where to focus my attention, because when I know that fear is the reason for whatever it is that I'm experiencing, when I know fear is the reason for my confusion, then I can redirect my attention towards the fear and figure out ways how to get over that fear, so that fear isn't dominating or controlling my life. With the day associated with the number 7 vibration, the number 7 brings an introspective feel to the day. Whenever the number 7 is present, we find ourselves diving deep and seeking truth, trying to understand something more, trying to get some truth that can only come from within us. And the number 7 energy being such a researching energy, the number 7 always brings me back to, say, God, the creator, the universe, always wanting to know why something is. And normally whenever the number 7 is present, the questions that we seek can only come from within. Even though we'll run an idea by someone and want to know their opinion and perspective, will find a hard time receiving it because it feels like something is missing, because that answer has to come from within. I remember when I was doing training and becoming certified as a life coach, and that's something that they taught us. Like, as a coach, the goal is to get the client to come up with the ideas themselves. So it's like, this is where you guide the other person to come to a solution, even if you already knew what the solution was, but it has to come from within the person, because if it didn't come from you, then you can't receive it. And that always brings me back to the thought that everybody has it within them to be their own hero, just from that simple thing. Just from the simple fact that an idea has to feel like it came from you, even if it didn't, in order for you to really receive it, for you to grasp it and take action with it. So when I think of the High Priestess energy in the reversal position and the Dragonfly energy reflecting sudden and unexpected changes, or just rapid changes when it comes to thought, I think of, say, anxiety. I think of the mind just going at 100 miles per hour. And normally the mind does that whenever there's conflict between the heart and the mind, whenever it's time for us to make certain changes or allow ourselves to accept certain truth that we're seeing around us. I think of an example of a certain truth is, say, growing up, we might be accustomed or conditioned to see the world in a certain way. And then certain things start happening that debunks or cause us to question the way we've been seeing things. And the mind will say, no, this is the way it's supposed to be. This is the way it's always been. But then the heart will feel like, no, there's something else. I just know there's something else. And that's the number 7 energy. I think of how the day being associated with the number 16, and the number 1 reflects the I am. It reflects us as individual. Our need to be individual, our need to be our own individuals, the need to stand out, the need to lead. It's the whole I am energy. The number 6 is community. It's family. It's things that we experience on a tangible and material level. So both the number 6 and the number 1 brings that material aspect, but the number 7 is a very spiritual aspect. The number 7 and those who are strongly associated with it tends to frown upon materialistic or being material, like someone being materialistic or materialism, because the number 7 feels like there has to be something deeper than this, what I'm seeing. The number 7 is also associated with the moon and Neptune energy. So that brings an escapism aspect to the number 7. And I feel like the escapism could be us needing to research, dive deep, question things. And with the day being ruled by Jupiter, Jupiter amplifies that introspective energy. But with the day being the 16th, the number 1 and the 6 both associating with the material realm, we can find ourselves researching or diving deep based on something that conflicted with or challenge our ego in some way, something that made us feel insignificant or not enough in some way. So from that, we're questioning, we want to understand, and we want to know more. So Thursday is associated with Jupiterian energy, and Jupiter is in Aries. So this is where the I am, the image, is even more amplified, the will to act, the will to make things happen, to get things done. The moon is in Capricorn, and with the moon in Capricorn, our inner world is in a place of responsibility. Our inner world is in a place of authority as far as how we're seen in the world. Are we respected when it comes to our careers? Are we respected by our family and the people around us? Are we achieving great things? Are we climbing the ladder of success? Are we socially accepted when it comes to the things that we're doing? And when I think of the High Priestess energy, in the reversal position, it brings me to say dismissing our heart, dismissing our intuitions, dismissing our premonition, and focusing more on things that are material, things that are tangible. But of course, with it being a 7-day and Jupiter amplifying that energy, that won't happen. It won't happen because there'll be a fight within us. It's like the heart and the mind is going back and forth. And this is where we experience those dark night of the soul moments. And the moon in Capricorn brings that feeling of, I'm not doing enough. I'm not achieving enough. I'm not achieving things fast enough. With the moon in Capricorn, I think of, say, a person sitting and watching paint dry, or planting a seed and literally waiting for the seed to sprout, waiting for the seed to grow. And say the seed is your goals or aspirations, and it's like sitting every day watching it so closely. And from watching it closely, you know, some days things might move forward and then take a step back, but you're not seeing anything because the seed is beneath the soil and all the action is happening in the other realms. All the action is happening in the non-physical realm before it makes its way into this realm. And sometimes we can sabotage things because we don't see anything yet, even though so much has happened, so much is happening. So the moon squares Jupiter conjunct Chiron and Aries. So with the moon squaring Jupiter conjunct Chiron and Aries, this brings me to the high priestess energy in the reversal position, us denying and dismissing the calling of our heart, because the focus needs to be more on something that feels familiar, which is Capricorn energy, something that has been respected for a long time, something that others look up to. So this could be the person in a relationship or a friendship or a part of a connection that is against the truth that they've been discovering about themselves. But at the same time, the thought of walking away would mean something about them to not be associated with this thing anymore. It could be a job, it could be a relationship, it could be anything on a physical, tangible level that makes you feel as if you've made it or feel some kind of accomplishment. So from that feeling of being accomplished in whatever way, you know, we could find ourselves holding on to something even when it doesn't work, when we don't feel that great about it, or it doesn't make us feel that great about ourselves. And we're, say, like denying our truth, but at the same time, what everybody else thinks is so much more important. So when I look at, say, other aspects within the day, the moon is positively aspecting Taurus. And with the moon positively aspecting Taurus, the moon is positively aspecting Uranus in Taurus. With the moon positively aspecting Uranus in Taurus, this says that the inner world feels good about the sudden changes happening when it comes to, say, structure, but feels good about it in the sense that, okay, this is where the person looks around and looks at all the practical things in the world as far as career choices and picks one. Don't pick one based on what's in their heart, but pick one because it's like, okay, well, computers are a thing. Computers are the future. So I'm going to go to school and learn about computer engineering or this or that about computer. And really, they're going with the route that's safe. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with going with the route that's safe, especially if you're not in the position to fully take care of yourself. But after you've come to the point where you can take care of yourself, you can pay your bills and save a little, this is where you want to make time to focus your attention on what's really in your heart, what really speaks to you. And on a day like today, with Jupiter amplifying that deep dive, that introspective energy, with Neptune ruling the number 7 energy along with the moon, creating this natural knowing, because the number 7 is associated with the crown chakra. So this is where we'll have a natural knowing. But with the high priestess energy in reverse, you might dismiss that knowing. You might feel like, I don't know if I can trust that thought, especially with the dragonfly energy showing up, dealing with sudden and unexpected changes, meaning the mind is like a kite in the wind, like a plastic bag in the wind, just going from one extreme to the next. So your premonition is working, but you don't know if you can trust it. So you feel confused. But it's not that you're confused if you feel confused. It's more like, I'm afraid to do what needs to be done. I'm afraid of the unknown. And admitting that truth out loud, or even on paper, where journaling allows us to confess on paper. Once you recognize that as that is the truth, if that is your truth, then you can now focus your attention on getting over that. I think of the person who is ill and finally they're diagnosed, and from their diagnosis, they can start working on getting better. So for me, when I diagnosed the situation, I realized that fear is what it is, then I can start finding how to get over that fear. You guys, such a pleasure sharing this message with you. If you would like to book a reading with me or check out my exclusive content on Patreon, the links for that is in the description box below. If you're still here with me, I'd love to hear about it. Please let me know by dropping me a purple heart in the comment box below. I would love to hear from you and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.